If you're wondering if you've left it too late to begin again, believe me, you haven't, no matter what age you are. I've reinvented myself more times than I can list since I've turned 50. Starting over in midlife is normal and absolutely doable. It's often the beginning of our life's most meaningful chapter. So why do we so often feel that we've left it too late? Well, I think that there are several reasons. One of them is cultural. I think that there is this narrative around that we are supposed to shrink and we are supposed to quieten as we get older, men and women, but particularly women. We're supposed to retreat to the home and not be as visible. I mean, obviously this is a really old-fashioned view and it maybe isn't stated quite as loudly as it used to be, but it's still there as an undercurrent. And I think that when we've grown up in the times when it was normal, it's something very deep inside us, this sort of cultural expectation, our self-ageism, that actually it's too late for us to do anything that we want to do, that we should quieten. Well, to hell with that. There's also this internal pressure that we feel that we should be sorted by midlife. We should know who we are, where we're going, what we want to do. We should have achieved what we set out to achieve and we've reached the pinnacle and there's nothing else left to discover. Which, when you say it out loud, is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? Let me know in the comments, have you ever felt these kind of pressures? Is this a belief that perhaps holds you back? And then, of course, there's the matter of confidence. Our confidence so often can be shaken by menopause or our empty nest and our shift in identity. And talking about shift in identities, maybe we've been made redundant or maybe we've retired. It's a big identity shift and it takes a lot of getting used to, and it's no wonder that sometimes that shakes our confidence. But the fact is, you're not behind, you're just human, living a human life with its many, many layers and rich chapters. And it isn't too late to write a new one. The truth is that midlife is actually built for reinvention. Think about it. The brain doesn't stop adapting. Neuroplasticity keeps evolving as we get older. We never used to know that. It used to be thought that we couldn't learn anything. I think it was after 30, it was believed you couldn't learn anything new. Just as we used to think that you couldn't lay down more muscle mass after 30. Crazy. Don't let these old ideas hold you back. Also, in midlife, our emotional clarity gets better. We don't people please as much, or at least we're moving in that direction. And we have a deeper self-awareness than we've ever had in our whole lives. And that actually makes change easier, not harder. You know what matters now. We've been programmed to think that change is this scary thing, something that we can only cope with when we're younger. But in fact, it can be what keeps us alive, keeps us lively, keeps us interested in life itself. Change isn't something to be feared, it's to be embraced. It means that you're still evolving. So what do I actually mean by starting over? I think that when we hear that term, starting over at 50, we think of those huge life upheavals like, I don't know, selling your house and buying a camper van and driving around the Highlands, or putting on a backpack and hiking across the States. It can be those things, but it doesn't have to mean that you throw up your whole life, you leave your partner, you go off and completely reinvent yourself. Maybe that is it for you. But for the rest of us, starting over can be much smaller and more sustainable in many ways. It can be as simple as trying something new, a new hobby, a new genre of book to read if you're a reader. Just challenging yourself in those small waves keeps you in the game of life. It might be as simple as letting go of something that no longer fits. A role that you've been playing perhaps, or a hobby or club where you just don't enjoy it as much as you used to. By letting go of old things, we make space for new energy to come in and new things to keep us inspired. And if you're feeling uninspired in your 50s and 60s, you might want to check out this video here, which is all about staying inspired in your 60s and beyond. It could be that you reclaim an old dream, something that you always wanted to do, like write short stories maybe, or poetry, or perhaps you want to do a long distance walk, or start weight training, something that will actually make you feel good. And it's not too late. That's starting over. That's a step towards starting over after 50. Even something as simple as changing one habit. I've tried to change the habit of snacking in front of the TV in the evening. It doesn't do me any good. But that's a small starting over. So don't feel that you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater and do something spectacular to start over and stay in the game after 50. It can be something really small. So why would we even want to start over? What are the signs that that is something that you need? You might have noticed a creeping, quiet dissatisfaction. You might feel that you're more restless, that you're daydreaming more. And you might feel that you no longer fit the person that you are now, and your situation and your old life just doesn't fit who you are now that you've gone through menopause, gone through the empty nest, and maybe even finished your job. I wonder, do you feel a sense of possibility underneath those little trickles of fear when you think about it? So if you have that feeling that you want to start over, what's stopping you? It's a good question, isn't it? I think that there are several things. I think that there's fear of judgment. That's a big one. But I think we have to remember that actually others aren't watching us as closely as we think. They're too busy dealing with their own lives. They really don't care about us. Maybe you've got a fear of failure. But you know, every failure takes you towards something new. And you're far more resilient than you think. You've survived this far. We spoke before about confidence and dips in confidence. But confidence grows through action. It gathers momentum rather than when you sit and wait, which actually dents your confidence even longer. Or maybe you might be sitting there and thinking, oh, come on, Joe, you know, I've got these practical worries. I have to be practical. But the truth is, you need to start where you are with what you have. Take a small step. So if you've been thinking I'm too old to do something new, let's just recap on the advantages of doing it right now. You know yourself better. That's huge. You've got perspective and you've got skills that you didn't have before. You have, hopefully, stronger boundaries. You've got less tolerance of the nonsense that's around. And you're finally free. You're free from all those responsibilities that stopped you choosing what's right for you. That's huge, isn't it? Perhaps it would be useful to ask yourself, what would my 80-year-old self thank me for starting now? Would it be walking every day? Would it be starting a university degree with the Open University, for example? Would it be joining a new club and making new friends? Would it be putting yourself back out on the dating scene? What would your 80-year-old self thank you for? So I want to encourage you, just spend 10 minutes this week in action. Just do one small thing, whether that's a phone call, a search on the internet for what interests you, stepping outside your door, doing some research into how to do what you want to do. Look for stories of people who have done the things before you if you're planning something big. Start your plans just a tiny step this week. After you finish this video even, one small thing, because that's where momentum starts. You're not too old. It's never too late. What's one thing that you would like to change, that you would like to start over with? Let me know. And if you'd like more of this kind of content, please like, subscribe, share, etc. And pop over maybe to my Substack where I write about these things as well. I look forward to seeing you here next week.